Now, the remarkable tale of a former child soldier who, through a twist of fate, has been able to bring justice to people who have suffered even more than he did. Alfred Orono lost his childhood, then survived unimaginable horrors. But ultimately, his is a story of redemption and triumph.
Alfred Orono.
The prosecutor is pressing his case against a killer, a Catholic priest who bulldozed a church, murdering the 1,500 people sheltered inside.
He was there, he was moving events, and the events happened, and that makes him a direct perpetrator. He committed genocide, he committed extermination.
The prosecutor, Alfred Orono, is outraged by the priest's original sentence of only 15 years. Orono has a passion for justice. He has cause to. 30 years ago, his own childhood was cruelly ended. He was 12 years old in 1979 when Tanzanian forces invaded his native Uganda to oust the brutal dictator Idi Amin. People fled in all directions. Amid the chaos, Alfred tried to make his way back from boarding school, 100 kilometers from home. Along the way, he encountered Tanzanian soldiers who persuaded him to join their ranks as an interpreter. Before he was even a teenager, Alfred was carrying an AK-47.
People disappeared. There are a lot of children of my age who had been separated with their families for so many months, even years.
A few months later, Uganda had a new government, and Alfred was able to return to school. There, he became a high-profile supporter of his country's president, Milton Obote. But when Alfred was 18, President Obote was overthrown, and Alfred feared for his life. Once again cut off from his family, he fled to southern Sudan, which was itself in turmoil. But there was no safety there. A rival group of Ugandan rebels threw Alfred into prison. Conditions were horrific.
Conditions were starvation, eating about 42 seeds of maize every day. We started developing rheumatic fever, pain in the bones and the teeth, the gum and everything. I knew I was going to die. I was thinking I was going to die. But then something in me said that no.
After 7 years behind bars in Sudan, Orono seized a chance to escape. Alone and starving, he walked 80 kilometers along the Great Rift Valley, hiding from rebel camps along the way. Finally, he crossed the border into Kenya.
I kept walking and walking and walking and walking until I was tired and I was bleeding because the twigs going down there were cutting my face.
And then at last, a glimmer of hope.
I saw a flag here, a UN flag.
The UN took Orono in. He found shelter with 30,000 refugees in a camp, much like this one. He helped run the camp clinic and harbored dreams of protecting young people caught up in war, like himself.
It's all my motivation. How can I ensure that other people don't suffer? Or if they suffer the way I did, how can we relieve that suffering? How do we put it to an end?
He found a way through the law. He won a scholarship to study law in Canada, and then he got his dream job, a chance to work for the organization that had saved his life, and a chance to fight for justice. Alfred was recruited by the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda.
The question then is,
so today, the boy who once held a Kalashnikov helps prosecute the perpetrators of horrifying crimes, the 1994 genocide of some 800,000 people in Rwanda.
And he compelled that reluctant driver of the bulldozer to go and destroy the church. That, Your Honor, is an order.
In the case against the Catholic priest who murdered 1,500 Rwandans, Alfred achieves a great victory. The sentence is increased to life imprisonment.
I think the people of Rwanda, the victims, felt that justice was done. The dictators in this world and in Africa know that you cannot get away with mass murder.
Now married and with children, Alfred Orono has done more than simply survive a life of extreme danger and hardship. He's fulfilled his dream of contributing to a better and more just world.
We are all capable of the most monstrous things, but we're also capable of the most glorious and selfless actions. It is because of my strong belief that deep inside every human being, there is a lot of good, and I always look for that good.